Some gifts say, "I care about you." Others say, "Please don't return this." But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepares you for what people actually try to bring back to the store. Today, you're getting 69 real complaints that push gift receipts far beyond anything they were ever meant for. You won't guess what's coming, but you'll definitely question humanity by the end. 1. We start with a classic case of looking a gift horse in the mouth and then kicking it in the teeth. A customer walked into a high-end kitchen store with a brand new blender and a gift receipt, demanding to return it. Standard procedure, right? Well, things got spicy when the clerk scanned the receipt and revealed the refund amount. The customer flew into a rage, not because the amount was wrong, but because she discovered her friend bought it on clearance. She actually filed a formal complaint claiming the store embarrassed her by revealing her friend was, quote, a cheapskate. 2. There is a very good reason most stores have a strict no-return policy on personalized items. But that did not stop one determined gentleman. He marched up to the counter trying to return a luxury bathrobe that had been custom embroidered with the nickname Big Papa on the back. When the associate politely explained that they could not resell a robe specific to notorious B.I.G. fans, he demanded to speak to a manager. He argued that the gift receipt was a binding contract and that the store was discriminating against his specific nickname choices. 3. Hygiene apparently takes a back seat when store credit is on the line. A department store employee shared a story about a woman returning an electric foot spa she received for Christmas. The box was tattered, but she had the gift receipt, so she felt invincible. The problem was that when the clerk opened the box to check the contents, there was still water inside the basin, along with what looked suspiciously like dead skin flakes. When denied the return, the woman screamed that the gift receipt guaranteed her satisfaction, regardless of the biological waste she left behind. 4. Some shoppers think gift receipt means unlimited power. A woman tried to return a giant stuffed unicorn because it didn't match her aura anymore. The problem? It had a huge wine stain, glitter in the mane, and lipstick on the horn. When refused, she claimed the store was emotionally trapping her in a past version of herself and demanded closure credit. 5. The concept of store credit is apparently quantum physics to some shoppers. A young man brought in a stack of video games with a gift receipt, totaling about $200. The transaction was going smoothly until the cashier handed him a gift card for the balance. He stared at it like it was an alien artifact and demanded cash instead. When told that gift receipts only offer merchandise credit, he called the police. Yes, he actually dialed 911 to report that a retail chain was holding his legal tender hostage against his will. 6. You have to admire the confidence of a scammer who gets indignant when caught. A customer service desk received a complaint about a rejected return involving a high-tech drone. The customer had the gift receipt and the box, but inside the packaging was a bag of rocks and some newspaper. When the employee refused the refund, the customer filed a complaint stating that the store had ruined his Christmas. His logic was that since the gift receipt was valid, the store had to accept whatever was inside the box because he certainly did not put the rocks there himself. 7. We all have that one drawer full of old papers, but this is ridiculous. A woman walked into a clothing store with a sweater and a gift receipt that was literally yellowing with age. The date on the slip was from 7 years prior. The store had changed ownership twice since then, and the brand did not even exist anymore. When the manager explained they could not scan a receipt from a defunct system, the woman wrote a scathing letter to the headquarters, claiming the gift receipt had no expiration date printed on it, therefore, it should be valid for eternity. 8. Sometimes the complaint isn't about the money, but about the sheer audacity of the inventory. One customer tried to return a particularly hideous ceramic lamp shaped like a monkey. She had the gift receipt, but the item was final sale due to it being a seasonal novelty. She did not just want a refund, she filed a formal grievance against the store buyer. She argued that by selling such an ugly item to her grandmother, the store had preyed on the elderly and caused her emotional distress every time she had to look at the monkey in her living room. 9. Gift cards are supposed to be stress-free, but this guy treated his like a hostage situation. He had a gift receipt for a $50 card and demanded the store guarantee he'd only get good service whenever he used it. When the clerk explained they could not control future wait times or the mood of random employees, he filed a complaint that the gift receipt failed to protect him from emotional inconvenience. 10. Everyone loves a free gift with purchase, until they try to return it for cold hard cash. A cosmetics store dealt with a lady who received a luxury skincare set that came with a free tote bag. She brought in just the cheap canvas tote bag with the gift receipt, demanding the retail value of the bag, which she estimated was $40. When the system showed the return value was 1 penny because it was a promotional item, she threatened to sue for false advertising. She insisted that because it was a gift, the value to her was priceless. 11. Nothing says, "I value our friendship," like trying to monetize a kind gesture for maximum profit. A gamer walked into an electronics store with a gift receipt for a console bundle that included 3 games. He did not want to return the console, just the games, but he demanded the full standalone retail price for each title. When the clerk explained that the bundle price discounted the games significantly, he filed a formal complaint claiming the store was devaluing his assets. He genuinely thought he could strip the bundle for parts and make a $60 profit. The math ain't mathing, Chief. 12. We have all received clothes that don't quite fit, but there are boundaries to what can be brought back. A woman marched into a lingerie store with a gift receipt and a pair of very expensive, very lacy underwear. The problem? They were clearly worn, tagless, and frankly not in a condition you would want to touch without gloves. When the associate recoiled and refused the return for sanitary reasons, the woman wrote to corporate accusing the staff of body-shaming her for actually using the product. No, ma'am, that is just basic hygiene. 13. Some customers treat retail stores like a bank, where they can withdraw cash whenever they feel like it. A man brought back a blender with a gift receipt, which is fine, except he had owned it for 2 years. The box was greasy, the motor smelled like burning rubber, and the model had been discontinued before the pandemic. When told he was way outside the return window, he argued that since a gift is a gesture of eternal friendship, the receipt should never expire. Apparently, store policies are supposed to be as timeless as love. 14. You have to appreciate the audacity of someone trying to refund money they never actually spent. A lady returned a kitchen mixer and received a store credit card for the exact amount of the item. She immediately flew off the handle, demanding the sales tax be refunded to her in cash. The manager tried to explain that since she didn't buy it, she didn't pay the tax, and the refund goes to the method of payment or merchandise credit. She filed a grievance stating the store was embezzling government funds by keeping her tax money. That is literally not how taxes work. 15. The phrase "satisfaction guaranteed" is often interpreted as, "I can do whatever I want." A guy walked into a hardware store with a high-end drill set and a gift receipt. The box, however, felt suspiciously light. Upon inspection, the employee found an old, rusty drill from a completely different brand inside the shiny new case. The customer didn't even blink. He claimed that was how it came from the factory and filed a complaint against the manufacturer for false packaging, demanding the store fix the mistake. Nice try, scammer. 16. It takes a special kind of entitlement to eat your cake and try to return it too. A customer brought back a gourmet holiday food basket that was 90% empty. The crackers were gone, the cheese was eaten, and only a lonely jar of mustard remained. She slammed the gift receipt on the counter and demanded a full refund because the sausages were too salty. When the clerk pointed out she had consumed almost the entire gift, she argued that she had to eat it all to be sure she hated it. That's called lunch, not a defect. 17. Technology confuses people, but this complaint was purely about greed. A teenager came in with a gift receipt for a popular video game, wanting to exchange it. The issue was that the shrink wrap was gone and the case was empty because he had already used the download code inside. He insisted that he should be able to return the physical plastic for a refund since he didn't want the box anymore. When denied, he screamed that the store was polluting the planet by forcing him to keep the plastic case. Save the Earth, one fraudulent return at a time. 18. Occasionally, a customer's logic is so flawed, you wonder how they managed to drive to the store. A woman tried to return a winter coat in July. The gift receipt was from December. The store had marked the coat down to a clearance price of $10. She demanded the full original price of $100 on a gift card. When told she would get the current selling price because of the time lapse, she accused the store of market manipulation and stealing her equity. It's a polyester coat, Karen, not the stock market. 19. Some people misunderstand gift card as emergency savings account. A woman came in with a restaurant gift card and receipt, insisting the store convert it into grocery money because food is food. When told they could not swap steak dinners for frozen pizza, she accused them of nutritional discrimination and claimed the gift receipt entitled her to calorie flexibility. 20. The customer is always right. Mentality has created some absolute monsters. A lady brought in a shattered vase in a plastic bag. It wasn't broken in the box. She admitted she dropped it on her driveway 3 days after getting it. She presented the gift receipt and demanded a replacement, arguing that the glass was defectively slippery. She actually expected the store to insure her against her own clumsiness and threatened to sue for emotional distress caused by the broken shards. Gravity is not a manufacturing defect. 21. Identity theft is a crime, but identity borrowing for a return is just weird. A man tried to return a lady's handbag with a gift receipt. The associate asked for his ID to process the store credit, which is standard policy. He refused, claiming the gift receipt was an anonymous bearer bond and asking for ID was a violation of his civil rights. He caused such a scene that security had to be called, all because he didn't want the store to know his name. If you aren't wanted by the FBI, just show the license, buddy. 22. Some people view return policies as a personal challenge rather than a set of rules. A customer tried to return a coffee maker that was clearly bought at a competitor's store. It had the other store's exclusive brand name right on the front. He handed over a gift receipt from the correct store, but for a totally different coffee maker. When caught, he argued that since they were both coffee makers, they were spiritually the same, and the store was being petty about branding. Sir, this is a retail store, not a philosophy class. 23. It is amazing how much damage a person can do to a product and still think it is returnable. A guy brought back a camping tent that looked like it had been mauled by a bear. It was ripped, muddy, and missing poles. He had the gift receipt and claimed it failed under normal use. Normal use apparently involved a frat party in the woods. He filed a complaint stating the store sold flimsy equipment that couldn't withstand standard recreational assertiveness. Standard recreational assertiveness? You mean you trashed it. 24. There is being thrifty, and then there is auditing your relatives. A man showed up with a towel set and a gift receipt from last year, demanding a refund for the exact amount his mother originally paid, down to the pre-sale price. When told he'd only get the current value, he ranted that the store was stealing his family's generational wealth over a $3 difference. 25. We have the conspiracy theorist of the return desk. A customer tried to return a smart speaker because he was convinced it was spying on him. He had the gift receipt but refused to hand over the device until he got the money first, fearing the clerk would activate it to record his voice. When the transaction was denied because he wouldn't let go of the box, he filed a complaint claiming the store was part of a surveillance state operation to harvest his biometric data. Buddy, nobody wants to listen to your conversations that badly. 26. People really struggle with the concept of biology. A woman stormed into a garden center with a dead potted orchid and a gift receipt from 3 months prior. She demanded a refund because the plant was defective. When the horticulturist asked how often she watered it, She looked blank and said, "I thought it came with water in it." She actually filed a complaint stating the store sold high-maintenance vegetation without a warning label. It's a plant, not a plastic decoration. 27. Confusing a retail store with a public library is a bold strategy. A man walked into a bookstore with a paperback he had received as a gift. The spine was cracked, the pages were dog-eared, and there was a coffee stain on Chapter 5. He admitted he read the whole thing but wanted to return it because the ending was derivative and predictable. He argued that the gift receipt was a satisfaction guarantee for the plot itself. "Sir, we sell paper and ink. We don't write the novels." 28. Emotional baggage should usually be left at the door, but this customer dumped hers right on the counter. A young woman brought in a silver necklace with a gift receipt, sobbing uncontrollably because her boyfriend broke up with her. She didn't just want the store credit, she wanted the store manager to call her ex-boyfriend and tell him he was cheap for buying silver instead of gold. When they refused to get involved in her love life, she accused the staff of supporting toxic masculinity. "We are retail workers, not relationship therapists." 29. Sometimes the packaging is smarter than the customer. A guy came in furious, holding a box for a DIY earwax candle kit. He had a gift receipt and screamed that the product was disgusting and a health hazard. The employee had to gently point out that it was a prank gift box used to hide the real present inside, which was likely a gift card he had already thrown away. He doubled down, claiming the box was false advertising because he really wanted to make earwax candles. I have no words. 30. Candle math is apparently advanced calculus now. A lady returned a half-burned luxury candle with a gift receipt, insisting the wick burned too fast on emotionally important nights. She claimed the flame should last longer during birthdays and anniversaries and shorter on random Tuesdays. When the manager said that is not how wax works, she accused the brand of time theft. 31. Calendars really bring out the philosophers. A customer tried to return a novelty wall calendar in March because the year wasn't going the way I planned. The first 3 months were full of crossed-out goals and breakup notes. He waived the gift receipt and argued that since reality did not match his expectations, the product clearly failed to manifest his timeline. 32. Hygiene standards are apparently optional for some shoppers. A man walked into an appliance store with a handheld vacuum cleaner and a gift receipt. He said it stopped sucking. The clerk opened the canister and found it packed so tight with dirt, hair, and what looked like dry cat food that the motor had burned out. When told he needed to empty it occasionally, he filed a formal complaint claiming the manual never explicitly said, "empty when full." Common sense is the only thing not in stock. 33. Vanity can lead to some truly ugly behavior. A woman returned a high-end anti-aging cream with a gift receipt. The jar was scraped clean. Her complaint? She used the whole thing for 30 days and claimed she looked exactly the same. She demanded her friend's money back because the product failed to reverse 20 years of sun damage in a month. She threatened to sue for broken promises and emotional distress caused by her own mirror. There is no cream for delusion. 34. Some assembly required is the kryptonite of the modern consumer. A guy hauled in a flat-pack bookshelf that was assembled completely crooked. He had used superglue instead of the included screws because he didn't own a screwdriver. He demanded a refund because the pre-drilled holes were mocking him. He actually argued that the store discriminated against people without tools. Pro tip: maybe read the instructions before you reach for the glue gun. 35. If you are going to lie, at least make it believable. A customer brought back a swimsuit with a gift receipt, claiming it had never been worn. However, the suit was damp, smelled strongly of chlorine, and had sand in the lining. When the clerk pointed this out, the customer argued that she had merely tested it in her pool to see if it was waterproof, and was disappointed that it got wet. She filed a grievance saying the swimsuit was too absorbent. It's swimwear, not a hazmat suit. 36. This complaint takes the cake for financial illiteracy. A teenager came in with a gift receipt for a pair of sneakers. He wanted to return them, but instead of merchandise credit, he demanded the store refund the money to his debit card, not the purchasers. When told that's impossible, he accused the store of stealing his inheritance. He genuinely believed that because the gift was for him, the money used to buy it legally transferred to his ownership the moment the transaction occurred. Go take an economics class, kid. 37. Just because a toy says indestructible doesn't mean you can run it over with a lawnmower. A man brought in a shredded rubber dog toy with a gift receipt. He was furious that his Rottweiler had destroyed it in 2 days. He demanded a refund for false marketing. The clerk noticed the damage looked like clean cuts. The customer eventually admitted he cut it open to see what made it so tough. And then his dog ate the pieces. You sabotaged the toy and blamed the dog? That's low. 38. Seasonal decor apparently comes with emotional fine print now. A woman dragged in a Valentine's Day wreath in August with a crumpled gift receipt. It was faded, dusty, and missing half the hearts. She demanded a refund because love did not work out this year, and said the store should have warned her that displaying it might attract the wrong kind of men. 39. Technology is scary, but reading comprehension is harder. A customer tried to return a smart TV with a gift receipt because it was too smart. He claimed the TV was making him feel inferior because he couldn't figure out how to connect it to Wi-Fi. He demanded a dumb TV and compensation for the intellectual intimidation he suffered while trying to watch the news. He filed a complaint stating the interface was condescending. It's a menu screen, sir. It's not judging you. 40. We end this batch with a classic case of it's not the product, it's you. A woman returned a bottle of expensive red wine to a liquor store with a gift receipt. The bottle was empty. She demanded a refund because the wine gave her a headache the next morning. She insisted the wine was poisoned or spoiled. The clerk asked how much she drank. She replied, "The whole bottle, obviously." She wanted a refund because she got a hangover. That's not a defect. That's just consequences. 41. Jigsaw puzzles are a test of patience, but this customer failed immediately. He brought back a 1,000-piece puzzle with a gift receipt, claiming it was defective because pieces were missing. The clerk asked if he had opened the bag, and he admitted he had poured them onto his shag carpet and vacuumed the room halfway through assembly. He genuinely argued that the puzzle pieces were too light, and the manufacturer should be liable for his vacuum suction power. It's a puzzle, not a solid block of wood. 42. Some people think retail stores are just storage units for their bad decisions. A mother tried to return a baby stroller with a gift receipt from 3 years ago. The stroller was dusty, used, and clearly out of style. Her reasoning: her child had learned to walk, so the stroller was now obsolete technology that she no longer required. She wanted a full refund to start a college fund. Sorry, lady, kids grow, but return policies don't. 43. We have heard of buyer's remorse, but this is eater's remorse. A man returned a mostly empty bag of extremely spicy beef jerky. He was sweating, red-faced, and furious. He slammed the gift receipt on the counter and demanded his money back because the label said hot, but he felt it was existentially painful. He filed a complaint stating the spice level constituted a chemical weapon attack on his taste buds. Read the warning label before you snack, tough guy. 44. The concept of a weighted blanket seems to be confusing for the general public. A woman dragged a heavy box into a bedding store with a gift receipt. She wanted to return the 20-pound weighted blanket because it was too heavy. She claimed she felt trapped and accused the store of selling restraint devices without a license. The manager stared at her and explained that weight is literally the only feature of the product. That is the whole point, genius. 45. Science class really should be mandatory for everyone. A customer brought back a ceramic coffee mug with a gift receipt, claiming it was a safety hazard. She said that when she poured boiling water into it, the mug got hot. She was legitimately shocked that heat transfer occurred between the liquid and the container. She threatened to sue for a burnt fingertip, arguing the mug should stay ice cold regardless of what is inside. Heat transfer is a thing, Einstein. 46. If a toy does not work, check the basics before you scream. A father stormed in with a remote-controlled car and a gift receipt, yelling that it was broken right out of the box. The associate opened the battery compartment and found it completely empty. When told he needed to buy batteries, the man went nuclear, claiming the box was deceptive for showing the car moving without visible batteries floating around it. Read the box before you rage. 47. Using a retail store as a free rental service is a classic cheapskate move. A guy returned a travel guidebook for Italy with a gift receipt. The book was dog-eared, possessed coffee stains, and had notes scribbled in the margins. He admitted the information was great for his trip last week, but since he was back home, he didn't need the book anymore. He treated the refund desk like a public library return slot. That is called renting, and we don't do that here. 48. Mystery boxes are a gamble, and apparently some people are sore losers. A teenager brought back a pop culture mystery box with a gift receipt. He had opened it, seen the contents, and decided he didn't like the specific action figure inside. He argued that since he paid for a mystery, and the mystery was now solved and disappointing, the transaction was void. He demanded a new box until he got the one he wanted. That defeats the entire purpose of the surprise, kid. 49. Pet owners can be the most irrational customers on the planet. A woman tried to return a high-end vacuum cleaner because her cat was afraid of it. The vacuum worked perfectly, but she claimed the frequency of the motor was psychological torture for Mr. Whiskers. She demanded a refund for pet incompatibility and suggested the store should pay for her cat's therapy sessions. The vacuum cleans floors. It doesn't whisper to animals. 50. You cannot return a product just because you lack the other things needed to use it. A man received a Bluetooth speaker as a gift and brought it back to the store. He was angry because he didn't own a smartphone or a computer and couldn't play music on it. He demanded the store provide him with an iPod to go with the speaker, claiming they sold him a half-finished system. We sell speakers, not digital literacy. 51. Do-it-yourself kits are only as good as the person doing it. A guy returned a home beer brewing kit with a gift receipt. He brought in a bottle of the sludge he had made, which smelled like old gym socks. He demanded a refund because the beer tasted terrible. The clerk asked if he sanitized the equipment, and he asked, "What's sanitizing?" He blamed the kit for his lack of basic hygiene. You made swamp water, not an IPA. 52. Trying to force technology to work together is painful to watch. A grandmother came in with a Blu-ray disc she received as a gift. She wanted to return it because it wouldn't play in her DVD player from 1999. She insisted the disc was the wrong shape, even though they are identical physically. She accused the store of changing the lasers just to confuse seniors. You are trying to fit a square peg in a round hole, literally. 53. Vanity often leads to the most ridiculous complaints. A woman returned a lighted makeup mirror with a gift receipt. She said the mirror was defective. When the associate plugged it in, it lit up perfectly. The customer clarified that the defect was that the HD lighting made her wrinkles look too prominent. She actually filed a grievance stating the mirror was unnecessarily cruel and ruined her self-esteem. Don't shoot the messenger, lady. 54. Outdoor gear is meant to get dirty, but this customer disagreed. A man returned a pair of hiking boots with a gift receipt. They were covered in mud and scuffs. He claimed they were not stain-resistant enough for the mountains. He wanted his money back because he had to clean them after walking in the woods. He genuinely thought hiking boots were supposed to repel dirt like a force field. Breaking in boots is part of the deal, city boy. 55. We finish this round with a complaint about literal trash. A customer came to the service desk with a torn paper envelope. It was the packaging for a gift card she had already used. She wanted to return the envelope itself for 5 cents, claiming that since the store charges for plastic bags, they should buy back paper waste. She held up the line for 10 minutes, arguing about the recycling value of a scrap of paper. It's paper trash, just throw it away. 56. Superstition is a powerful drug, and this customer was overdosing on it. A woman brought back a decorative antique-style mirror with a gift receipt, refusing to touch the glass. She claimed the mirror had bad feng shui and was giving her guest bedroom cursed vibes. She demanded the store pay for a priest to cleanse her house of the bad energy the mirror released. The manager politely explained that they sell home decor, not exorcisms. 57. You can't fix stupid, but you also can't fix a lack of geography skills. A man walked into a bookstore with a high-end, illuminated globe and a gift receipt. He was furious. He slammed the globe on the counter and demanded a refund because it was globist propaganda. He was a flat earther and was genuinely offended that his friends bought him a sphere. He filed a complaint stating the store was pushing a round earth agenda on innocent consumers. Science doesn't care about your feelings, buddy. 58. Some people treat gag gifts with the seriousness of a heart attack. A guy returned a nothing box, literally a plastic cube that contains nothing, meant as a joke, with a gift receipt. He was angry because he opened it and found nothing. He argued that even though the packaging said the gift of nothing, he expected at least a coupon or a piece of candy inside. He accused the store of selling packaged air at a premium. That is literally the joke, you walnut. 59. The universal in universal remote is apparently open to wild interpretation. A customer brought back a remote control with a gift receipt because it didn't work. The batteries were fine and it programmed to his TV just fine. The problem? He thought universal meant it would control everything in the universe. He was trying to use it to change the traffic light outside his house and turn down his neighbor's stereo. He filed a complaint for limitations on omnipotence. 60. We all want to be winners, but this is just sad. A lady came in with a scratch-off lottery ticket bouquet she got for her birthday. All the tickets were scratched off, and all of them were losers. She tried to return the defective tickets with the gift receipt for the original purchase price. She argued that since she didn't win, the gift was broken, and she was entitled to a do-over. Gambling is a risk, not a refundable investment. 61. If you buy a diet book, you actually have to do the diet. A woman returned a best-selling keto cookbook with a gift receipt, looking very well fed. She demanded a refund because she had tried 3 recipes and hadn't lost a single pound. The book was covered in grease stains and chocolate smudges. She claimed the book was biologically inaccurate and false advertising because reading it didn't make her skinny. You have to stop eating the cake, Linda. 62. Sometimes the complaint is so petty, you have to laugh. A man returned a pack of AA batteries with a gift receipt. He had opened the pack, used 2, and brought back the rest. His complaint? The batteries were too difficult to remove from the plastic packaging. He claimed he chipped a nail and suffered significant emotional trauma from the blister pack. He wanted a refund and a handwritten apology from the packaging engineer. It's plastic. Grab some scissors. 63. Silence is golden, but this return was pure lead. A customer brought back a pair of expensive noise-canceling headphones. He said they didn't work. The associate put them on, and the silence was deafening. They worked perfectly. The customer clarified, "I can still hear the voices in my head." He expected the headphones to cancel out his own internal monologue. The manager had to explain that Sony cannot silence your conscience. That's a therapist's job, not headphones. 64. The laws of physics are a constant source of disappointment for shoppers. A woman returned a helium balloon bouquet that was completely deflated. She had the gift receipt from 2 weeks prior. She was angry that the balloons stopped floating and were now just lying on the floor. She demanded a refill or a refund, claiming the helium was low quality. She refused to believe that gas escapes over time. Gravity always wins in the end. 65. A lifetime guarantee usually refers to the product's life, not yours. A very elderly gentleman brought back a worn-out leather belt with a gift receipt from the 1990s. He demanded a new one because the belt had cracked after 30 years of daily use. When told the warranty didn't cover 3 decades of wear and tear, he argued that since he was still alive, the lifetime wasn't over yet. Technically true, but practically ridiculous. 66. Some people take product names way too literally. A guy returned a bottle of Smart Water with a gift receipt. He had drunk half of it. He was dead serious when he demanded a refund because he didn't feel any smarter. He claimed he had a math test that morning and still failed, proving the water was a scam. He filed a complaint for cognitive false advertising. Hydration doesn't replace studying. Genius. 67. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, and definitely don't try to return the horse's accessories. A woman tried to return a dog collar with a gift receipt. The collar was fine, but she was furious because her dog refused to wear it. She claimed the color clashed with the dog's aura and made him depressed. She wanted the store to pay for a pet psychic to determine the dog's preferred color palette. Your dog licks the floor. He doesn't care about fashion. 68. You cannot return something just because you are bad at using it. A young man brought back a skateboard with a gift receipt. The board was scuffed, and he had a cast on his arm. He wanted to return the board because it was unsafe. He fell off while trying a trick he saw on YouTube and broke his wrist. He argued the board lacked gravity stabilizers and sued the store for selling a death trap. It's a plank on wheels. Gravity is included for free. 69. We end with the ultimate romantic failure. A woman came in with a novelty lover's coupon book she received from her husband. She wanted to return it because her husband refused to honor the free massage coupon on Tuesday night because he was tired. She demanded the store either force her husband to give her the massage or refund the cash value of the book. She filed a complaint stating the product caused marital discord. The store does not enforce foreplay, ma'am. If you still believe human logic has limits, you just watched 69 Reasons to Reconsider. Now your turn. What's the most unhinged thing you think people should be allowed to return? And why? I want the wildest, pettiest, most unfiltered answers in the comments. And hey, if this madness made you laugh, hit that like button and subscribe. Don't make me file a complaint.